Hello, everyone. This is Wrestling Watcher YouTube channel. It's about watching professional wrestling. So it is official. TNA, Total Nonstop Action Wrestling Impact, has signed a multi-year deal with AMC, reportedly worth $30 million. We don't know how many years it's going to be. I haven't seen any number on that. But the partnership between TNA and WWE has apparently worked. More eyeballs on the product, more people noticing it. Their partnership with them, and they have some names there. They have Frankie Kazarian, Joe Hendry, the Hardys. The list goes on. They have stars there. They have capable wrestlers there. And it will begin on January 15th on AMC. Now, does this make this TNA the number 2 promotion in the country? I still think that belongs to AEW, but I will say I think this does give TNA a more firm ground to start working with. They have television, and with television you can build stars much more easier, much more capably than if you don't have TV. Now, I'm not sure who's booking the product right now. I haven't paid much attention to TNA lately, other than what's been happening with their partnership with WWE. WWE has, I've read, decided to terminate the contract agreement, the partnership, which gives them, I guess, 60 days to do so. So we'll see what happens there. I guess AMC and USA are rival TV companies. I guess Netflix wouldn't exactly help out with that. But we'll see. But this is a big step for TNA coming back to TV. It used to be on Spike. I used to be an avid TNA watcher. I would say, between 2006 to 2009, I was a week-to-week TNA watcher. I really enjoyed Impact Wrestling. I liked it back then. They had that. It used to be that hour show on Impact. It used to be that hour show on Spike before it became a 2-hour show. Because if you remember, they got Kurt Angle, I think, in the fall of 2006 at that Bound for Glory show where it was Jeff Jarrett versus Sting. He made his debut there, I believe, as a special enforcer, and it was still an hour show, and I think within a year it went to 2 hours. And if you remember that first hour, when it was 1 hour, boy, they would always start off with some hot banging 6-man tag team match. And I remember Robert Roode always being involved, or AJ, Beer Money, the X Division guys. They always had Samoa Joe back then, and boy, they had a roster. You had Kurt Angle with Sting there, and Jeff Jarrett was gone after Bound for Glory for a few years there, but they had a roster then. And then when Hogan and Bischoff came in early 2010, things changed. They remained popular. They had some stars, but it seemed like it went a little bit stagnant there. But they are back, January 15th, AMC, and they got TV. And if you've got TV, you have the potential to much more easily develop stars. TV helps with that. So hopefully they make the most of it. $30 million is a lot of money. I don't know how many years it's going to be spread out. My guess is probably 2, maybe 3 years. That would be either $15 or $10 million a year, I guess, depending on how long it is. But, with TV, you have the capability of just doing so much more. And let's hope it does. I think there's room for 3 big promotions in this country. But we'll see. That's all for this one, guys. Thank you.